If you're struggling to grow, you need an irresistible offer. So this video is going to be a little different. I'm going to actually take you guys behind the scenes of my agency from this week. And I had a great conversation with a client during our kind of my monthly check-in with them where we talk about sort of what's happened in the last 30 days and what we're going to do for the next 30 days. And this client is actually a landscape company. And they mentioned that one of their clients wants to get more of his neighbors to use them for annual service, which is an amazing opportunity. So they came to me, they're like, Dave, we need a brochure. And I was like, wait a minute. We need more than a brochure. We need an offer. And they were like, well, what do you mean? And so this is why I suggested this. It's because if the reason they need an offer is because they've been serving this existing client for many years already. If they were just good enough, the other neighbors would have hired them already. And this is kind of a common mistake that small businesses make is they just think that, for marketing, if they just kind of talk about what they do instead of actually coming up with an offer because they're so concerned over the cost of the offer, or they just don't even think they need an offer, it's not nearly as effective. So that's why I said we need to come up with an offer. And since I kind of understand their business, what I wanted to do is do a scaled approach because I know in their business, it's much easier for them, and obviously they make more money if they don't have to be driving all over town going from client to client. If they can go to a neighborhood and hit a number of houses all in close proximity, they're that much more profitable. So my thought was, let's give a sort of tiered approach, a tiered discount. The more people that sign up, the bigger the discount. So let's just say that the service that we were trying to promote was $1,000 for the year. So I said, okay, if we get one client, the existing client and the new client both get 10% off their service for the year. If we get three, let's bump it up to 20%. If we get five, let's bump it up to 30%. And there was a little pushback on the 30% because the client was focused on the actual amount. In number one, you have to understand, less than 30%, people really aren't getting that excited. So 30% is kind of the minimum amount if you really want to create interest. So then I started thinking to them, or I mentioned to them, look, we have a couple options here. We can give this discount, which there's actually no out-of-pocket cost for you to lower your price. Secondly, we know from experience, if we want to promote this service, the other option is to run ads on Google at $3,000 a month. And we have to do it for more than a single month. So that's a very expensive option. You are going to have costs associated with getting new customers. But my approach is far cheaper than actually advertising. The other big thing you have to understand is what is the lifetime value of your customer? And they were not thinking about this at all because I asked them, okay, how long do you have a customer for this particular service? And they're like, oh, typically like 5 years. I'm like, what? So let me get this straight. If you get 5 new customers, all spending $1,000 each, okay, and you don't want to make a $300 discount for all of them to get essentially a $5,000 sale. Now you get the discount the first year, but in years 2 through 5, they're paying full price. So that discount, let's just say it's an actual a cost at $300, okay, gets you $5,000. That's a multiplier of 16. So for every dollar they spent on the discount, they made $16. Okay. If you don't want that kind of return, you don't belong in business because I don't know anybody with a brain that wouldn't take that deal. If you can spend $1 to make 16, that's a good deal. So there's a lesson there for you if you're trying to grow. You have to understand what their lifetime value is. This makes it a no-brainer. So the two big takeaways here is when you come up with an offer, the number one thing is you have to create a lot of value in your offer. And don't be focused on the actual cost. First, you have to understand what's really going to appeal to your audience. And number two, you have to take into account how much you're going to make with this customer over the lifetime they are with you. So don't sell your offer short. But if you're not happy with your growth, you have to take a long, hard look at your offer and see how good it really is. And maximize your offer, and you will start to maximize your growth. Hope this video helps. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.